Good morning. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Ni hao. Hola. Ohio. Sometimes it's difficult. Bienvenue. Wan Ying. Bienvenidos. Yokoso. And welcome. Welcome to another exciting episode of Gem Hunter Stories. If you don't know me already, my name is Barry B. Mixon, and I am a gemological storyteller. And each and every week, I have the honor and privilege of coming into your home to tell you and to take you on a journey to places you've never been before, to hear stories you've never heard before. Each and every week at this time, I get the magnificent opportunity to take you on a mental, physical, and spiritual adventure into the art, science, history, and magic of gemstones, precious metals, and fine jewelry. And because I know the transformational powers of stories, because I've experienced it, because I've seen how it works, I know, I have absolute confidence that somewhere along the line, somewhere in this journey that we will take together, you will hear a story that will move you. You will hear a story that will make you look at the world, make you look at yourself in a completely different way. And because I know this to be true, my mission each and every week is to create a sound that you've never heard before, in the hopes that that sound resonates inside of you, that you begin to hear the music that's inside of your heart and inside of your mind, and that you take that sound and use it as a template, as a bridge, as a seed in your depths of your mind, as an inception point to help you discover the value of your own stories, of the way you resonate with the world, the way the world sees you and the way you see yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Veterans Day, and I would like to first thank all the veterans out there, my brothers and sisters from the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Air Force, and the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard doesn't get spoken about. I guess if we don't have a Coast Guard, there's a lot of problems. So I want to thank all of you and welcome you and congratulate you for the decision that you made. I talk about every week discovering the value of your story. So, and today, Veterans Day totally fits into that. So, what I want you to do is take a second and get a piece of paper and a pencil, because this is going to be deep. And as I told last week, that my friend and viewer Doretta Parker said that sometimes I put too much information. So I'm going to give you a warning already. This is going to be deep today. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. What we are celebrating today actually isn't Veterans Day. It's deeper than that. Yes, it's called Veterans Day. It used to be called Armistice Day. Armistice Day was done in 1919 to celebrate the end of World War I and all the wars previous to that. And I'm going to show you right here, right now, how that fits into everything that I have been talking about for a year. Because ultimately, what we are celebrating today is a story. Yeah. In fact, I can even put it in standard terms. Once upon a time, men and women, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, from rural areas, from city areas, all over this great country, once upon a time, all of them, all of us heard the call. We heard the sound. And despite where we may have been in our lives, despite the things that this country may have done to us or rejected us or made us feel, despite all those things, we few people who heard the sound decided once upon a time to raise our right hand and to swear, not just saying, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, all right, I don't have nothing else to do on Tuesday. We swore to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And you have to start to think about that, because most of us was 17, 18 years old. I was 17. I turned 18 in Marine Corps boot camp. So think about how powerful the sound had to be for all of us to swear before the officials, before God, that we were going to defend the Constitution of the United States, to the point that we would be willing to give our lives. And many of us gave the ultimate sacrifice. And I know this is not Memorial Day, this is Veterans Day, but what we're celebrating here is the fact that all of us, Navy, Airmen, Air Force, soldiers, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, we all was willing to give the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice of our lives to defend this country. And when we walk through airports and different places, I wear my Marine Corps hat or have my Marine Corps logo, I'm always so proud when someone says, thank you for your service. Because I love the fact that at least someone appreciates the story. They may not know me. They just see the logo. We were talking about yesterday, symbols. They see the eagle, globe, and anchor, and they understand that once upon a time, I made a decision. When they see the sailors, eagle, they know that. When they see the Army, they hear Army strong. They know that the Coast Guard, the Air Force, They know that once upon a time, all of us made a decision to be a part of a story far greater than ourselves. Yesterday was the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And the Army has a birthday, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard. Even now, we have the Space Force. And all of them made a decision because they heard a sound, because they heard a story that they believed in. Now, how do you take that into what we're talking about today? What the saw is the gem hunter, right? Here we go. We're still talking about what? Tourmaline. 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 And the reason why I had to do this show was because tourmaline is a powerful gemstone. When you read about tourmaline, you read that tourmaline is the most powerful metaphysical gemstone of all of them. Of all the gemstones that's out there, that's all the gemstones that we will discuss on this show, tourmaline is the most powerful. It's the most energetic. Now, when you read that, you have to say to yourself, why? What is it about this stone? What is it about this stone that imbues this stone with power? In fact, what is it about this stone? This is called the watermelon tourmaline. A watermelon tourmaline has two colors, the pink and the green. And what this watermelon tourmaline represents is calm and joy. Watermelon tourmaline, the reason why I believe and how this fits into the whole concept is tourmaline has all the colors of the rainbow. All the colors that all the gemstones have can be found in tourmaline. So now, let's go back to the science that we talked about before. We said, and I taught you that, or you probably knew it from before, but all the colors that we see come from white light, come from a very small part of the electromagnetic spectrum. So we have all the colors of the rainbow. Say it with me: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. All tourmaline has all those colors available to that gemstone. What makes tourmaline so special, tourmaline is not even a gemstone, it's a class. It's like garnet. It's a class, but it's even more than garnet, because what tourmaline has a specific molecular structure. It's created, it has a specific molecular structure that is similar to all of them. But what makes tourmaline so special, so powerful, is that tourmaline structure allows other different types of elements to come inside of it. And as I taught you before, it's about what's inside of it that makes the molecular structure interact with the light. So when you see pink, when you see purple, when you see brown, when you see blue, when you see a red, the same things, the same elements that's in that red, or what's called rubellite tourmaline, it's the same element that's in a ruby that gives it that color. So what makes tourmaline such an amazing gemstone is that tourmaline has the power to transform. It has the power to transform itself to become all the colors of the rainbow. There are 30 different varieties of tourmaline, and each one of them have their own power. their own relationship. They vibrate. What is a color? A color is vibration, it's a wave. And what that molecular structure does is decides whether it's going to absorb the colors, what color does it absorb, and what color does it reflect. Think about that for a second. We're not talking about something that just happens in Chicago or something that happens in New York or something that happens to my friend Saul in Bangladesh or Catherine in France or Stella in China. This is something that happens throughout the universe. This is universal principles. So if we have a gemstone called tourmaline that has a specific molecular structure, and the color of that tourmaline, what we actually see is based on what's inside of it, and what's inside of it combined with that molecular structure interacts with the light in a specific way, which what you see is the color. And that color, that wave, gives that gemstone a certain power because it radiates within inside of us. It reacts to some of us in a specific way. And here's the heart, here's the jump, here's the transition. That's the same way it works for you. That's what we're celebrating. We are celebrating the molecular structure of the United States of America. The United States of America, that Constitution that has a certain, that the story of America, the story of America. And then for 246 years, men and women decided, they heard the story, they heard the sound of one or some aspects of that molecular structure. And then what they did was they chose to become whatever element that they felt like they needed to be within the molecular structure of the United States of America. And they became Marines. They became sailors. They became soldiers. They became airmen. So what we are celebrating today is the choice, the stories that men and women for the whole history of the United States decided to hear. And because what makes it so powerful is that it's based on a belief. That's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. It's the story. This gemstone, when I said that this gemstone has the power because it's green, and we talked about what green does, how the cones in your eyes are trained to really see the color green, because the color green means life and vitality. So the watermelon gemstone, the green with the pink together, gives it a power. And for this gemstone, it's calm and joy. And if you buy this gemstone, if you decide to wear this gemstone because you heard the story, you was watching the Gem Hunter stories and you said, God, I can use a little calm and joy in my life. And you go to the store and you purchase that gemstone because it is beautiful, because you believed in the story, then the power that is imbued comes from you. You believe in the power of the story. How is that any different than someone who's a veteran? How is it any different than when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan? I didn't think about, there were days when I said, why am I here? But the overarching belief was that I was a Marine, that I was supposed to be here, that if not me, who? That soldier that was on the DMZ, they believe that when the sugar honey iced tea hits the fan, that they need to be there. That sailor, whether it be Coast Guard or the Navy, that sailor believed that his job, the job of a watermelon tourmaline, is to bring, what it does, it brings calm and joy. If you are a sailor, your job, your mission is to defend the waterways of the United States of America. That's what we're celebrating today. We are celebrating the story that a small percentage of people, only 5 to 7% of the whole population of the United States, has ever served in the United States military. So think about how powerful the sound had to be that just a small group of people heard it and decided to become that. When we talk about green tourmaline, which is called chrome tourmaline, chrome tourmaline gift is healing, strength, vitality, the green color. So if you are to wear that gemstone, then you have made a choice that you believe in the story of that gemstone. Now take a second to think about how you can use that power in anything. Remember in As a Man Thinketh, you started out with the youth hard pressed by poverty and labor, confined long hours in an unhealthy workshop, unschooled and lacking all the arts of refinement. But he dreams of better things. That's the beginning of the story. That's the beginning of the story. And I'm trying not to get emotional because I remember when I first thought about it, sitting in that dumpster on Jackson Avenue next to DePaul University. I read that and I understood there's somewhere in there, I understood that it was a story. But he dreams of better things. He thinks, and since we're talking about women, let me just change it, that she dreams of better things. She dreams of intelligence, of refinement, of grace and beauty. She utilizes all her spare time and means, small though they are, to the development of her latent forces. What that is saying is that once you understand the power of stories, all you have to do is to believe in the story. And that includes, and here's the deep part, and this is coming from somebody who has 3 Bibles in his house. I only know where 2 are right now. I can't tell you the last time I the church. But when you pray, and please text me if I'm wrong, but when you pray, what are you doing? You are telling a story to God. You are telling God your feelings. You know where you're at. The sound. You know, please, God, please save my son. Please protect me. Please help me with that job. The passion, you believe that you are the hero of the story. You are the character that needs to move through this. And you're telling God that, God, you know things are going wrong right now. I'm homeless. I can't pay my bill. I got laid off. My husband is leaving me. My wife doesn't believe. You know the antagonist. And somewhere along the line, in believing in that story each and every day, very soon so altered has her mind become that the workshop can no longer hold her. It has become so out of harmony with her mentality that it falls out of her life as a garment is cast aside. And with the growth of opportunity which fit the scope of her expanding powers, she passes out of it forever. What does that mean? That means that she believed in the story so acutely that she became the story, and therefore The universe had no other choice. The universe had no other choice but to open that door for her, and she became whatever it is that she became. If you believe in that gemstone, if you believe the power in that gemstone, and you understand the power of that gemstone comes from the way that gemstone looks, the color of that gemstone, when you begin to understand that the color is based on the way the stuff that's inside of the gemstone, the molecular, the elements that's inside there, the reason why this is blue is because of boron. We don't have to get all technical about it. The molecular structure is such. Here's a cage. Here's, as you bake. Okay. Here's the basic ingredients for your chocolate cake. And what your mother taught you, what your grandmother taught you, what your Sonia's godfather taught her. But if you, and we'll have Sonia on in a second, you'll understand this. But when Sonia's godfather told her the ingredients for her sweet potato cookies, that is what you see and experience when you taste those cookies. You experience that reaction the same way that boron got into the molecular structure of tourmaline and became blue. And that's what you see, how it interacted with the light. So what we're going to do after the commercial, I'm going to show you two women who are the living examples of everything that we talk about and read about today. Tourmaline. Two Sonias, and I'll see you on the other side. We are back. We are back now. Let me just give you an understanding. Years ago, I told you I've been to therapy for a few times, and one of my problems with therapy was that I was insecure and shy, believe it or not. Once upon a time, and women didn't want to talk to me, and because I was just nerd. I was a nerd. And to get to the point in my life where not only do I work with gemstones, but I get to experience gemstones firsthand. So please allow me to introduce you to one of the very many gemstones that are in my life, Miss Sonia Wilson. Let's give her
Thank
a
you for
hand. Let's give
having
her a hand.
Thank you so much, Barry, for having me. It's an honor. And happy Veterans Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I told the audience that I have two Sonias on today. So Sonia Wilson, I'll start calling her Sonia W. And you'll meet the other Sonia. Remember the Sonia that we had a few weeks ago during we talked about Marine Corps, the Marine Corps and women Marines. Well, the other Sonia, Sonia E, is coming on as well. So imagine how blessed I am to have two beautiful tourmalines, I mean women at the same time. And Sonia, I picked the gemstone just for you. And the audience will find out and discover who you are in a second. But what I did was I picked this gemstone. This is not only just tourmaline, but this is Pahariba tourmaline.
Beautiful.
Pahariba. And you know what this gemstone does? What this
What?
gemstone does is it's a gemstone that's responsible for a higher consciousness, a higher awareness, and and here you go, communications, opening up your lines of communications. Now, let's see if I'm correct, ladies and gentlemen, Gem Hunter family. Let's see if I'm correct. This is the gemstone that I picked for her. And Sonia and I haven't known each other for a long time. We haven't had deep conversations, but what I picked up her energy, this is the proper gemstone for her. Okay, so Sonia, please tell my worldwide audience that I'm proud to be able to say who you are. Tell us your story.
Well, my name is Sonia Wilson. I'm a voice actor, baker, editor, writer. I'm a co host on the show Chopping It Up Chicago on WIIT Radio 88.9 FM, as well as the Archaeological Society of Crate Diggers, which is a music show where we flip songs, old songs, and we put a new spin on them. Also on 88.9 FM. And I bake. I bake cookies. I make Snickers. I make brownies. It's definitely one of my passions, along with speaking and communicating. And we're in my sound room.
Now, all I'm going to say is I'm going to look at this gemstone. Let's say we're in a jewelry store. I'm going to look at no, forget a jewelry store. I'm in a huge concert hall. And all I'm going to say is Pahariba tourmaline, and then look at Sonia and go, voila. Okay? I mean, what? What? I don't have to lie about this. I don't have to make this up. This is what it is. So the gemstone represents a higher consciousness and communication. And did you hear? Wait, let me just let you hear it again. Tell the audience what your name is again. Listen.
My name is Sonia Wilson.
Did you hear that? My name is Sonia. Do you hear the vibrations? Do you hear the vibration? And some people are saying, well, she's in a sound room. Yeah, she's in the sound room. But guess what? When I met Sonia, that's what I heard. We met in Jewels. We didn't meet we met in Sue. I was buying some chicken. You know, I was buying some chicken. And I don't even know how we started talking, but what I heard was the sound. So when I thought about who was I going to have on my show as my first civilian living gemstone, voila. Okay. So Sonia.
Yes.
When you think of gemstones, let's ask some deep questions. When was the first time that gemstones, how old were you, and what did you feel the first time you realized that you felt something with a gemstone? What kind of gemstone was it? How did you feel?
It had to have been, I was really young because as a girl, we love sparkly, shiny, and we're drawn to it. So I had to have been about 5 or 6. And Everyone loves their birthday. They love the cake. They love the pomp and circumstance around it. So, even though I didn't have it, I knew what my gemstone was. I knew that I was born in April. I knew that I was a baby Taurus.
Mhm,
And so I was always drawn to green, thus part of my background.
mhm, mhm,
Um, so I think being a woman, we're innately drawn to gems.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay. Okay. Now you hear in the audience, what I want you to do is you saw me taking notes because that's what you have to do. That's what I do with my clients. You have to hear their sound and you have to get to the point where they are unconsciously conscious of what they're saying. So think about, break down what she's saying. She was 5 or 6 years old. All of us have been 5 or 6 years old. That's when the whole consciousness of once upon a time really starts coming together. She said that it was during her birthday, that she was born in April. And we talked about diamonds being a stone that the kings and queens and emperors would wear because it was a direct communication to the gods. And then she said her favorite color is green, which you see in the back. And what gemstone was that? What is your favorite gemstone?
Emerald.
Emerald. Emerald. So when you say emerald, so let me ask you a question. What does this do for you? What does this do for you? When you see this stone, this is chrome tourmaline. What does this gemstone, if anything, do for you?
I see generosity.
Mm,
I see
mm,
generosity. I see bounty.
mm-hmm, mm. Okay,
I
okay.
see
Now,
happiness.
happiness. Okay, okay. And exactly that. What does it do? It brings this gemstone healing, strength, vitality, and communication. So, since we talk about communication, and it's Thanksgiving's come up, can you please tell the audience about those cookies? Tell them about those cookies, because see,
Definitely.
we're in church right here now. Let's go ahead. Tell them about those cookies, girl.
This cookie has been years in the making. As a child in my home, my dad, he only brought home canned sweet potatoes. But at my godparents' house,
Mm,
we had fresh sweet potatoes that we peeled. So my godfather, he was the sweet potato pie engineer. He was the sweet potato pie facilitator. And that's where I developed my love for sweet potatoes.
mm,
I can make probably just about anything out of sweet potatoes. But I digress. I make cookies, and that's my lane.
mm-hmm,
So, my godfather, he passed 2 years ago, and he had always longed to have his sweet potato pie in all places like Jules. So I decided that I was going to honor him by creating a sweet potato pie cookie.
mm-hmm,
So I recently launched my spiced sweet potato pie cookie in honor of my godfather, which is who was a veteran.
mm,
He was very passionate about making different variations of sweet potato pie,
mm-hmm,
even so much as putting raisins in the
mm,
sweet potato pie. And
mm-hmm,
I'm very opposed to putting raisins in certain dishes,
mm-hmm,
but not sweet potato pie. It actually pairs very well.
mm.
And so
Go ahead.
thus sweet potato pie cookie.
Mm,
That's very light and fluffy like a pancake,
mm-hmm.
but still decadently fall like the season that we're in.
Yeah, y'all hear that? I mean, like, do you understand the power? See, you've been watching me for a year, my audience. Thank you so much. But I want you to begin to hear what she said. Think about it as a story. Here we go. Once upon a time, as a little girl, she just ate in her house, she ate canned sweet potatoes. Yeah, okay, we'll eat it, mom, no problem. But when she went to her godparents' house, They had, did you hear the way she said fresh? Fresh. If you didn't know what a sweet potato was, you like, dang, is there a difference? Obviously, there's a difference. She said that like I was talking about there's regular wine and then there's wine from France. Okay, which one would you prefer? That's the way she said it. And then she said her godfather was the facilitator. He was the beginning. He was the seed. He was the inception point for the sound. She was, remember that scene from Mozart when he said, when he heard it, it sounded as if he was listening to the voice of God. That's what she felt when she ate anything that her godfather made that was made out of, now it's like the holy vegetable of sweet potatoes, to the point where the sound resonated with her so much so that now it's her mission to bring the sweet potato to its higher level where it believes. So when I met her at Jules, I wasn't meeting her at a supermarket. I was meeting her at a holy place. This was her Mecca, her saint. This was her fortress of solitude. This is the place that she will create her symphony, which was started from the story of her godfather. Is that correct? Did I get it right? Did I get the story?
Yeah, very, very accurate.
And now, even people who are truly diabetic, people who can only eat that much sugar, thinking,
and I can make it sugar free.
Oh!
I can make it sugar free as well, and you wouldn't know the difference.
Pardon-moi, madame. Pardon-moi. Of course, when you become a master at your story, you can create the story in any kind of direction that you want to take. Do you feel what stories can do? So when you hold, what's the name of your company? What's the name of the
Sonia's Soothing Solutions, where everything is a soothing solution, from my voice to my cookies.
Soothing solution. I'm sorry. Did I wait, let me just make sure that I got this right. Did I pick the right one? Did I pick the right one? Communication and higher awareness. See, some of y'all think I'm joking with this. This is no joke. This is real. Sonia's Soothing Solutions. So imagine you go into Jules one day. You know, you're having one of those days, somebody upsets you on the road. You got to go home and deal with the kids, and then you got a 20-page report due tomorrow, and you walk into Jules just to get some chicken. You know, that's all. I just want some chicken. And then I turn around and I see this ad that says Sonia's Soothing Solutions. And I remember seeing Sonia on the Gem Hunter stories, and I heard her voice and I heard her sound, and I said, dang, that's exactly what I need today. And first, you don't believe, we're from Chicago. We're very, saying, oh, I don't believe it. What's a cookie? What's a cookie? Really? How good can it? And you put that cookie in your mouth, and that cookie, the molecular structure of that cookie is flowing around, combining with the molecular structure of your tongue, and then you taste a hint of raisin. Oh. And now you understand the power of her story. Now her story has become your story, because now you tell all your friends, you know what? Girl, I'm having a hard day today. You know what you need? You need some of Sonia's Soothing Solutions. Cookie Monster would come on and go, I'm going to get the store right now. Okay. That's what would happen. Now you understand why Cookie Monster was Cookie Monster. It's people like Sonia that's like, I just want cookies all the time. I love them all, because it was so good. He didn't even want to take his time. He just, that was Cookie Monster. who was one of my favorite characters as a child, as you can tell. So let's talk about the other thing you do. The say it again. Archaeological what?
The Archaeological Society of Crate Diggers. It's a music show where we take music
Mm-hmm.
from yesteryear and we bring it to now. And we open it up to DJs, mixers, engineers, and we let them know on our site, our Facebook page, what the song is to be flipped. We give them a deadline and we showcase it on our show. And it's pretty epic because I got a chance to select a song, which was a Gloria Ann Taylor song. How Can I Say It? And it was flipped masterfully by a rapper, a local rapper in Chicago, Young Blaze. And he did the song justice. He did the flip justice as he took the core of Gloria Ann Taylor's song and sprinkled it into his mix, where he didn't blow it to smithereens. He just accentuated her song for a younger crowd.
And you see how that totally fits into the story? That's a story. What you've really said to the audience. Because I want people to understand that each week when I come on, this is like religion for me. This is not just, oh, let me just do a show, because this is the promise that I made to God when I was homeless to help people discover the value of their story. So what she said was that she has a radio program that takes music. And now when she said yesteryear, I felt really kind of old right then, because I'm like, I really understand that music because I was born in yesteryear. So let me take a second. Okay, so I'm old. Yes, all right. But she took the music from yesteryear and brought it forward using the sounds, the thoughts, the stories of the people who are born today or younger, and take the energy of the music that was the original artist and extrapolated it out into a new sound, not taking away from the original sound, but enhancing it for a different audience.
Or even creating something new based on their interpretation of the direction of the song. Maybe taking a hook or a beat and building on it to make it something organic, new, and fresh.
So again, I want people, I'm a scientist. We need this is laboratory. Even though on Zoom we can do a lab. So I'm going to show you how she does the same thing with her own products. Sonia,
yes.
What have you done with Sonia? I can't even just say cookies anymore. I have to say Sonia Soothing Solutions. What have you done with your Godfather's recipe, Yoda? What have you done with Yoda's recipe to bring it forward to your customers today? Have you made any kind of changes?
Actually, he focused on the pie element. And my focus was to bring the essence of the sweet potato pie to cookie form.
Oh, wait, say that again. Did you hear the way she said it again? You brought in
my focus was to bring the essence of the sweet potato pie in cookie form. So I have not added raisins to mine. I am focused on purely the essence of the sweet potato pie and the seasonings and spices to make you feel like you're eating pie, but in a fluffy cookie form. So I just recently launched my sweet potato pie cookie Halloween weekend. And I have been making samples and giving and selling it to people that want it. And it's been very fulfilling because I feel like I'm allowing my Godfather's dream to continue, his love, his passion to continue. And because there's really nothing out there like it, I have taken the cookie to Whole Foods. for them to taste at my local market
Mm-hmm.
here in Inglewood,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave me the number to corporate. So I would love to see that cookie in Whole Foods, in Jewels. And that, I think it's gonna come neck and neck with my star cookie that I created, which is a Cran Raz oatmeal cookie.
Mm, mm,
It's
mm.
tropically decadent. It has tropical feel. You won't, when you think of cranberry, you don't think tropic, but that combined with raspberry creates quite a tropical dynamic in cookie form.
Mm. I'm sorry. I just, when you're with an artist, when you're with Mozart, there should be just proper background. So I was trying to go off of the sound of what you were saying. I said, "Ooh, tropic. Okay, we need colors. We need colors." So again, my Gem Hunter family, listen to what she said. She said that not only did she took the essence. Let me say the essence. She took the essence of the what is cookie in Francais. Catherine's killing me right now. The glace, the cake, the glace. She took the essence of the cookie. So what she did was she took the memory, the sound of her godfather's pies. He specialized in pies. And every year she went from, oh, go ahead, Mom, we're going to have canned sweet potatoes again, to voila, fresh sweet potatoes that her godfather did every year, right? Now everybody can't go back in time. Everybody can't go back to her godfather's house to experience that essence. So what she did, her genius was she said, I want to share this with the world. So she took the essence of her godfather's masterful sweet potato pie and made it into a cookie form. So forever, people will be able to hear the sound, the taste, the ambiance of her godfather's cookies forever.
Yes.
How is that any different than what Mozart did? How is that any different than Michael Jackson, Picasso, Rembrandt? How is that any different than, and this is what I talk about in the show, you have to discover the value of your story. She takes music that we grew up with, and not only respects the music, the art of the music, but she allows other people and herself to create a different sound. So now when people hear it, it resonates differently. And how is that any different than tourmaline? The basic structure, and then you put in the different elements to create the different colors, which will react with people in a different way. So, Sonia, thank you so much for sharing your talents, your sound, your story with all my viewers, with me. Enchanté, mademoiselle. Enchanté, madame. Madame. Thank you so much. And for my viewers, thank you for being here again. Tomorrow, we're going to have a special show celebrating our 1 year anniversary. But as I always say, and as you heard today, please take time in your life, in your day, to think about what you do, think about how it came from, think about the symbols, think about the story, and take that time to discover the value of your own stories. Au revoir. Thank you, Sonia, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.